Hello everyone, this is Jenna and Philip from Your Inner Game. Welcome to our next video. Today we're going to be taking on a topic that's really near and dear to my heart as I have teens, I have children, I have a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old. We're going to be talking about bullying. It's very prevalent right now, it's everywhere. We're talking about it. It doesn't matter which country you're in, where you live. It seems to be the topic that everyone is discussing. I know just yesterday, my 11-year-old at the dinner table informed me that he lost all of his friends yesterday and that nobody likes him and everybody hates him. So as a parent, that breaks your heart. And I know for me, I wanted to jump right in and fix it. I wanted to be like, who, what, where, what can I do? Maybe I need to talk to people. I went right into parent mode and fixing it. And that's not necessarily what he was looking for when he was speaking to me. And what happened in this situation is my son actually stopped talking, left the dinner table, and the discussion was over. So Mom didn't handle that so well. And there's lessons in this. So I'm really happy that Philip and I are discussing this with you because I don't think I'm alone. I think that whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in your family, whether it's with your children, whether it's in society, there is this issue of, if we want to call it bullying, we're going to call it bullying in this call, but there's this underlying issue, and we want to really get underneath the label of bullying to discuss this a little bit further with all of you. So welcome, Philip. Let's start the conversation. We're talking about bullying and the driving force of bullying so that we can get some context around it. Do you want to put that into place for people?
Yeah, hi to everyone, and hi, Jenna. Bullying is a projection of our own discomfort with ourselves. It's a way that we try to maintain control by assuring that we can somehow be connected. And we've spoken before about how painful it is when we feel as if we don't belong, when we feel as if we're not connected. So the bully is using a strategy, and it's sometimes successful, sometimes not successful, to try to find some way to say, I'm part of the in-group and you're not. And so as bullies, and I'm going to say we because I grew up, one of my survival strategies was to bully my brother. So as you say, it was close to your heart. It was very, very close to my heart. If I wanted my mom's love, I needed to go through the child who seemed to me, from my perspective, to be the person who was getting her attention and connection. And my strategy was to use bullying, because if I could get my brother to cry, for example, then I would eventually get attention from my mom. And it's not that different for almost any form of bullying that we'll see, whether it's online bullying or happening in a classroom or happening within the workplace.
So it's really, the words that are popping up for me are it's fear, and almost it's a threat. So we are coming from this place of fear, therefore trying to control the situation, to pull it back to where we feel okay and we feel safe again. And we do that when we are unaware and we don't have the tools and we don't have the ability or capacity to do it any other way. We do it by putting down another, by projecting it out. And if I make you go away, I raise up. And initially there is a rush of that felt good because, yeah, everybody is with me now and I can feel better about this. However, there is a deep detriment and decline that happens within the bully and the bullied and everyone around them in that situation. So I think that the way we're handling it currently is we're getting into this wheel, this pattern of somebody is labeled as a bully, so therefore they are controlled differently, which increases the level of threat and fear, which increases the propensity to bully. So there's an opening there. There's an opening for a new discussion. There's an opening for a new way of thinking about this that can be really valuable to help everyone involved.
Yeah, and one of the big things that is important for our perspective, the way that we're looking at things, is the bully is often seen as someone who is wielding force in a way that's not healthy, or in a way that is wrong or bad. And when we look at that person from that judgmental perspective, what we often fail to see is their vulnerability. What gives us the ability to prevent and to stop bullying from happening is not to see the bully as someone who's coming from a place of strength, but to see them coming from the weakness of their vulnerability, and to see that this is, in a way, a desperate call for help. So I'm bullying because I am not feeling the one thing that will allow me to relax into my life. I'm not feeling loved. One of the things that we see over and over again is that people who feel loved, they have no need to bully. And we can take examples of people like the Dalai Lama. He's not a bully. There are other politicians and other public figures who would be bullies. We can look at Bishop Tutu, Archbishop Tutu. We can look at Mother Teresa. All of these people, their approach to being with people was not a bullying one. And that comes from a place of, I feel loved. And it's the people who don't feel loved who go into bullying. So if we want to solve the crises of bullying that we're encountering, what we do is we bring love to it. We find what it is that will help create an environment where the people who currently feel excluded or feel a lack of belonging will feel belonging and will feel connected. And it's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm. So it's really a switch from something is happening and I need to put the fire out and react in a way to control it, which ups the control and everything. Instead, it's coming from a place of understanding and empathy, and seeing the vulnerability in everyone involved, so that we can respond better in this situation. I think that whether you be a school system or an organization or a family or a political unit, right now, culturally, in North America at least, we are responding in a way that's very much about firefighting, and we're trying to diffuse situations by upping the control. And we're missing this piece of belonging and seeing the vulnerability, and missing this piece of empathy around the situation. So I'm really glad that you and I can have this conversation, because our goal is to get these conversations out, so that we can come in and we can help individuals and organizations and groups really respond in a different manner, with empathy and understanding and a sense of belonging that really is part of everything.
Yeah, and one of the gifts that we bring is that we're able to teach empathy. We're able to show where the breakdown is, because so many of us believe that we're very capable of being loving and showing love, and yet the people that we're interacting with are often showing signs that they're not able to feel our love. They're not able to feel that acceptance, and we'll often see related bullying or other behaviors around that. So what we do with our clients and with the courses that we run is help people to understand how they can be more accepting and loving, because it's simply not part of our awareness that we're not.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Well, thanks, Philip. Thanks for having this conversation. We're starting the conversation. We're moving in the direction of having more and more of these conversations so that we can really help everyone involved. So thanks again. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Look forward to our next video. Bye-bye.